The Newcastle Jets are back at McDonald Jones Stadium for the second time in a fortnight, but on the back of 3 straight losses. Their finals aspirations are on life support, sitting just a point clear of this afternoon's opponent, Perth Glory, who, while their home record's impressive, can you believe, have won just once in their last 19 trips away. Just the second A-League match for referee Adam Bavkar, and the first in front of a crowd, because his previous game was behind closed doors, the Victory and Western United back in 2021. He gets us underway at McDonald Jones Stadium this afternoon through Becca Mikkel-Tadzi, and a vital game with 3 points on the line for two sides that need to ensure they keep their finals hopes alive. Phil Moss alongside me in commentary. Who comes up with the chocolates this afternoon, Mossy?
Well, both teams have to, as you've alluded to, Glenn, in the opener. There's 18 points to play for this season, and after today, of course, that narrows to 15 points. So there's less and less points each week to play for and force your way into that 6. But I think the key messages today is Newcastle have to stop the rot and Perth Glory have to get that travel monkey off their back.
Thomas Aquilina with the start for Newcastle this afternoon. A rare occasion for Dane Ingham to not feature in the 11. And here's Michael Weir, a long way out of goal to do some sweeping, and he puts that one into touch. Here comes Trent Bahaja. Slips one in behind. Mikkel-Tadzi lays it off for Aquilina. The 1-2 for the Georgian. And an early touch for Cameron Cook. He was well sighted. There were defenders in front of him, but Cameron Cook gets into a good position, and that's a great opportunity for Mikkel-Tadzi early.
Well worked again. Newcastle look on here. It was an injection from Thomas Aquilina, the right fullback, getting forward as well, injecting himself into the attack. Mikkel-Tadzi just had too many legs in front of him to get anything on it.
They come again, the home side. Here's Hoffman from long range. He's in shooting mood, but now it's Angus Thurgate, also on the score sheet last week. Saito, and now Hoffman. Wow, so close for 2 goals in 2 weeks, but he just couldn't quite get the connection that he would have hoped for.
Well, they're playing some keep ball inside the Perth Glory penalty box here, Newcastle. Look at this for some interchange. Fantastic. The only ingredient letting them down is the final connection from that man there, Jason Hoffman. But they are on early in this game today, Newcastle, moving the ball very well, pressing high, trying to win the ball back in advanced areas.
29 years of age, in his prime is Adam Taggart after stints in Japan and Korea. Following his departure from Brisbane, it's going to be not the left foot of Jack Clisby, but the right foot of Keegan Jelicic. It bounces dangerously. Mark Beavers was there, so too Taggart. But Newcastle do just enough to scramble it away. Perth Glory maintained possession. It was a really dangerous ball into the area that wasn't dealt with. Trent Osler looks to take Hoffman on one-on-one. Gets the left-footed ball in towards the back post. And the snap strike gets the deflection. And just wide of Michael Weir's far post. Well, that was a great opportunity for the Perth Glory against, you'd have to say, the run of play.
Yeah, fantastic delivery from Jelicic. How good it is to have a right footer and a left footer who can deliver into good areas. And here's the ball to the back post area. Good first touch. Second touch was taken wide of the target by deflection. Another warning sign fired across the bow of Newcastle Jets.
It's been exciting at both ends at McDonald Jones Stadium. Jelicic's corner towards the middle of the 6-yard box. Headed clear. And now the return header is easy for Michael Weir, who takes it gratefully into the gloves. Looks for the quick release. Can't find Manabu Saito, and it will allow Perth to start again. The switch is on. Ryan Williams is waiting for it. Has to get there before the touch line. Jack Clisby has to work hard, but it ends up back at the feet of Brandon O'Neill. Goes to Groszos under heavy pressure from Jelicic. Does well, but Ryan Williams is waiting for it. And Bavkar almost getting in the way again. And now the Glory just looking to settle things and start again on the edge of Newcastle's area. Hoffman slips. It gives Osler an opportunity. Trent Osler forces the save out of Michael Weir. and that could have been embarrassing for Jason Hoffman, who slipped over at the wrong time.
Good save by Weir at a comfortable height, but Osler did oh so well. Jason Hoffman slipping, that's one thing. The other thing, the most important thing, is that the player in the attacking position can make the most of the slip, and Osler did that. His first touch was very good. A little bit surprised that it landed at his feet. But his first touch was excellent. Second touch, decent power behind it. We've had about 13 minutes or so since the drinks break. It just seems to have taken the sting out of the game a little bit. It hasn't been the same rhythm in transition as what we saw in the first 22 minutes.
What can Manabu Saito come up with here? Towards the back post, and waiting for it is Trent Bahaja. Just as you say that, Mossy, the Newcastle Jets come alive. Bahaja with 2 assists last week, and he gets his name on the score sheet this afternoon. Newcastle, after early pressure, lead 1-0.
Well, more than happy to use the commentator's curse in reverse motivation here on the Harvey Norman replay. Great ball to the back post by Manabu Saito. And that is a wonderful leap at the back post by Trent Bahaja. Look at this, up like a salmon at the back post, and directs his header brilliantly inside that far post of Cameron Cook. We know the form he's been in, but look at that. There's nothing he can do about the cross. And Trent Bahaja is up at the back post with a really commanding, well-guided header. Fantastically worked Newcastle goal.
Well, I spoke about the fact that he's had 4 assists. That's his 5th goal of the season. And would you believe it, Trent Bahaja, it's the first goal that he's ever scored against the Perth Glory in 13 matches.
Here's that delivery again. That is unbelievable delivery from Saito. Trent Bahaja just had to time his jump and then guide the header downwards, as all good attacking players do. It's a brilliantly worked goal, but the cross, the quality of that cross from Saito made it. Bahaja just had to do the rest.
He's really coming into his own, Manabu Saito, on that left-hand side for the Newcastle Jets. It's a wonderful delivery. The Glory may be a little disappointed with the freedom that Trent Bahaja had lurking at the back post. Adam Taggart now tries something out of nothing. It's sat up nicely on the volley, but easy in the end for Michael Weir.
Yeah, good technique from the former Socceroo.
Brandon O'Neill finds Manabu Saito. Gets past Luke Bodnar. Can't get past Trent Osler, though.
Well, it's an interesting delivery from Newcastle, that driven delivery from Groszos.
Carl Jenkinson thinks about the strike from long range. Cameron Cook had it covered, but you get the feeling that the young goalkeeper's heart was in his mouth as that came off the boot of the Englishman. It was a rocket.
Fantastic strike by Jenkinson. He knew the clock was against him, so he thought, why not? Didn't quite get it on target, but a good end to what's been a good opening 45 minutes.
Last play of the first half. Carl Jenkinson's shot going over the bar, but it is his side through this man, Trent Bahaja, who's given the Newcastle Jets the advantage. All smiles for the home team at McDonald Jones Stadium. It's Newcastle Jets 1, leading Perth Glory 0.
Yeah, good to see Zach Duncan get a full second half to come into the side. Not sure if it's tactical or injury related for Luke Bodnar, but certainly Ruben Zadkovic has shown that he's not afraid to make substitutions and back the squad and the depth that he's got on game day.
But Ruben Zadkovic certainly has faith in the 22-year-old, making his 20th appearance of the campaign this afternoon, the end of the section for Luke Bodnar, and it is Perth Glory with everything to do, trailing 1-0, heading into the second half against the home side, the Newcastle Jets. Darryl Latchman pumps it long, and straight away, Perth Glory indicate their attacking intent. There's only one way to get something out of this, and it's to score goals.
Yeah, that's right. They'll obviously use the ball as wisely as they can, Perth Glory. They haven't been pressing overly high when Newcastle are building up. But Just that substitution. Zach Duncan as a 22-year-old, one of 8 in the match day 17 today who are 22 or younger.
With this man, Trent Ostler, playing higher. This is a well, I thought it was a dangerous ball in, but it's well overcooked into the sun. In the end, Michael Weir had no issues whatsoever.
Well, it was a good ball from Latchman into the feet of Ostler. Had good pace to it. It gave Ostler the space to fashion a cross. Obviously, he didn't execute, but really Perth need to move the ball side to side.
Well, Latchman wins it back again. Jelicic lays it off for Adam Taggart. Needed some strong defending. Still they come through Duncan. Brandon O'Neill gets in the way and gives away the corner. But once again, Adam Taggart is denied from close range after a lovely ball from Jelicic.
Great reverse pass from Jelicic, perfectly weighted. And look at that for the experience of Matty Yerman. Defending someone like Adam Taggart one-on-one in the boxes. He's about to pull the trigger. Going to get the timing of the run and the tackle spot on. The former Socceroo did both.
Jack Clisby had both arms up. Jelicic was offering short. He goes towards the back post. And would you believe it? Perth Glory, as easy as you like for Trent Ostler. He was completely unmarked at the back post. The header back across the face, nestles inside Michael Weir's far post. And that is a very, very easy goal to concede for Newcastle. Perth Glory won't mind how it comes. They're back at parity. It's 1-1.
Well, there'll be all sorts of inquisitions in the Newcastle defence as we see on the Harvey Norman replay, the delivery to the back post from Jack Clisby, and it's that man Ostler who had a sighter on goal in the first half. Easy as you like, just nodding at him to an empty Newcastle Jets net. That is as easy a goal as you will score from a set piece. It looks as though Michael Weir just got caught up in all the bodies.
And they're back on level terms, the Perth Glory. Here's Manabu Saito with the first half assist. There's a clash of bodies. The play continues. Ryan Williams scoots clear up the left touchline. Jack Clisby's bombing on. He is used ultimately. Clisby cuts back onto the right foot. Well, we've seen him score those ones this season. On this occasion, just wide of the far post. And now play will finally come to a halt to get treatment after what was a heavy challenge from Saito and Katrumbas.
Yeah, that looks ugly for Katrumbas. Looks like his leg gets caught underneath him as we see that replay from Clisby. Didn't quite get his toe around it to get any bend on the ball.
Katrumbas can only bring it down as far as O'Neill, and Bahaja goes again. Ruben Zadkovic almost gets in the way. Here comes Trent Bahaja looking for a double. He's got Saito on his left-hand side. Great save at the front post by Cameron Cook with Manabu Saito looking likely at the front stick.
Well, the one place you're not going to beat a goalkeeper in that situation is the near post. He had Becca Mikkeltadze free as a bird if he'd bounced it off him. As we see here, Trent Bahaja taking on the Perth Glory defence in Latchman. Times the pass perfectly to the run of Saito. And look at Becca Mikkeltadze. He's saying, why didn't you cut it back to me? I had a simple tap in. Huge chance gone begging for the home side.
And there's plenty of frustration. And Bavkar is having a chat to both sides with some push and shove in the 6-yard box. Trent Bahaja putting pressure on Cameron Cook. Matt Yerman involved as well. Costa Groszos with the delivery. It's deep. Maybe a little too deep. Hoffman gets there first. Latchman with the header. Tries to follow it up. And it will be a Newcastle throw.
Here's that replay again. Great run by Saito, but you're not going to beat the goalkeeper at the near post there. And look at Mikkeltadze. Free as a bird inside the 6-yard box.
Links up with Groszos to find himself more centrally now, but still a long way from goal. Thurgate heads towards the byline and skips away from Katrumbas. Brandon O'Neill at the first occasion. And then Mikkeltadze was flying through, but couldn't get the connection on the header.
What an all-action chance that was for Becca Mikkeltadze. Throwing himself at the Brandon O'Neill delivery. Never really got enough on it to ask questions.
Decent ball over the top from Groszos, but Bahaja looking for a double, and once again, Cameron Cook comes up big at the front post.
He kept himself big, didn't he, Cameron Cook, and he had to. Great run in behind Trent Bahaja. Great ball, Costa Groszos, to find the run of Bahaja, but again, it's that near post that all good goalkeepers will have covered, and he was just too big, Cameron Cook, for Bahaja to find the back of the net.
Really searching delivery from Groszos, though, who's on corner duty again. It's a low, flat delivery again. Mark Beavers rises high. Brandon O'Neill ends up with it at the edge of the 18-yard box. Zimmerino's out quickly. He has Mikkeltadze in support. Now Aquilina with time and space. But he'd be disappointed with the ball in. And Matt Yerman is blowing up about the tug of the shirt in the area by Mark Beavers.
Well, he's going to ask for it to be looked at. Here's the delivery from Aquilina. I don't think there's anything in that from that angle. Yeah, good passage for Newcastle here. Can they make it count? They're building some sustained pressure.
And now, it's interesting that Adam Bavkar blows a halt to proceedings with the ball still in play for Aaron McInnes, who does look to be clutching near his right knee, but usually you'd only see the referee intervene there when it comes to head knocks.
Unless it's obviously very, very serious, I can't pick a reason why Adam Bavkar would stop the game. So that's where McInnes just slips. He just loses his footing a little bit there. So obviously, I think that's contributed to him going to ground.
Substitutions will start to slow things down a little while they're making the change. Daniel Steins comes on. Let's get back down to Ben Homer.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Just on the McInnes thing, just to put a line under it, as I understand, the referee thought it was a more serious injury than what it ended up being. So that's the message from down here.
Here's Costa Groszos with an opportunity for Newcastle, and with a first touch on the edge of the area, it's a wonderful strike from Costa Groszos into the bottom corner, and Newcastle, with just over 10 minutes remaining, take a vital 2-1 lead through Costa Groszos. Wonderful goal.
Well, that is a quite brilliant strike from Costa Groszos on the edge of the box. He hasn't needed to take a touch as we see the delivery come in on the Harvey Norman replay. Right on the edge of the box. He knows exactly where he's putting that. That is a brilliant strike by the Newcastle attacking midfielder. Look at that. Nothing Cameron Cook could have done in the Perth Glory goal. Absolutely outstanding finish by that man there, Costa Groszos.
And now, Daniel Steins with an opportunity in clear space. They get the advantage, Newcastle. Mikkeltadze's wide.
Help him! Help him!
Ball through again for Steins, who goes to ground. The referee says no. Johnny Katrumbis did everything that was required of him. Jacob Muir looked to have dragged that one down with his arm. Play on, says the referee. Thurgate gets the shot away. It's deflected, goes out for a corner. The Jets are coming.
They certainly are. Fantastic play there by Angus Thurgate. You could see exactly what he was trying to do, bend it inside that far post. Once he turns inside.
So they go short. Newcastle can't keep it in. Timmins does well to skip away. Duncan. For Taggart. Muir lays it off left-hand side. They go Ryan Williams. Just can't get the connection on the header. It brushes off his forehead and wide of the post. That was the chance, you get the feeling, for Perth Glory.
Yeah, not convinced they won't create another one before we see them head to the sheds at full time, but that is a great opportunity for Ryan Williams. He got up well, just couldn't get the direction on it, but what a fantastic chance fashioned by some wonderful football from Perth Glory. Some really sharp ball movement.
What can they come up with here? Nice little turn. But ultimately, Jacob Dowse can't get past the first man.
Oh, he didn't need that last touch, Dowse. He'd done the hard work to beat his defender. He turned Bahaja inside and could have delivered. An extra touch brought him undone.
The man who Ruben Zadkovic brought over to the west from Broadmeadow Magic. And all indications he's off to the Jets next season, a return home for Jacob Dowse. He could have broken the hearts of his side as Adam Taggart, one-on-one with Michael Weir, can't finish it. Full credit to the goalkeeper. He was offside anyway, Taggart. He didn't know it at the time, and nor did Michael Weir.
That is a huge save. I know it's been called for offside, but as you said, Glenn, neither Taggart nor Weir was to know.
Muir sprays one out for Williams. Cuts back away from Steins onto his left foot. He'll go himself, Ryan Williams. Good block again by Yerman. Bahaja slides in. Williams wins the free kick. Bahaja says he gets the ball. Adam Babkar says no, he doesn't. Is this the chance for Perth? Jelicic leaves it. Dowse delivers. It falls for Zach Duncan twice. The first shot was blocked. Zach Duncan says by a hand. The second's over the bar. VAR will have a look.
Ball not cleared by Newcastle. There's the strike. There's definitely a hand. So the question becomes of Carl Jenkinson, is the hand in an unnatural position?
For me, no. For me, the hand's up against the badge on his shirt. 40 seconds at Adam Babkar's discretion now. Jelicic has been so good for Perth Glory. Can they fashion something here? And they're not on that delivery. But Mark Beaver's cross was deflected. So they get a late corner to potentially drag something out of the fire. Arguably the most important defensive set piece of Newcastle's season so far. Top six aspirations on the line. Jelicic with the in-swinger. The 6 minutes is up. Towards the front post, and Ryan Williams with the header. It's in the back of the net. The Newcastle Jets ask the question. They cannot believe it. But Perth Glory, for the second time in 2 weeks, a late injury time goal. It'll mean the points are shared, and it's Ryan Williams with a famous goal for the Glory.
Well, Perth Glory just were not going away. Look at this wicked delivery into the near post area on the Harvey Norman replay. Great delivery from Jelicic. Ryan Williams with a fantastic darting run off that near post, and he just gets a nice little flick on it to nestle it in the back of the Newcastle Jets goal. This is absolutely devastating for Arthur Pappas and Newcastle Jets to concede 2 set pieces this afternoon in that fashion. Will open up some huge scars for Newcastle. They are absolutely shell-shocked.
Well, the inquest into the 2 set pieces will be damning for Arthur Pappas and his coaching staff. The travelling Glory fans, while they may not have come up with 3 points, they've certainly rescued 1. And it's 2 dropped for Newcastle just when they looked like they were home. It's honours even. A thrilling afternoon of football in the Hunter. The Jets can scarcely believe it. Goals for Trent Osler and Ryan Williams, both from set pieces. After the Newcastle Jets went ahead in the first half through Trent Bahaja, Costa Groszos thought he'd won it for his side. In the end, it finishes Newcastle 2, Perth Glory 2.